So this week's topic is not going to be quite as sassy as the last two. Um, and the feedback's been great from you guys. I love it. But this week we're gonna talk about packing and unpacking when we traveling through life, traveling on our journey. This is we're each one of us on our own journey, getting to the destination of our desires, our higher and better self, our fullest self-expression, and we're traveling alone together. So when we start out a lot of time on a journey, we start out when we're younger. We take what we need, what we think we need, like a flashlight, a compass, maybe a journal, a candy bar, and maybe some matches or something. And we take off. We're not thinking about if I'm going to need this. We're thinking about it's exciting where I'm going, super exciting where I'm going. And around each bend is something new. And as we go along, we see something, we're like, that's kind of cool, or I'm going to toss that in my pack. And maybe we hit a bump in the road and we're like, that was an interesting experience, I'll toss that in my pack. And as we move through life, we're going at a nice pace. And then all of a sudden it kind of feels like you're moving a little slowly, and the distance that you're covering is not quite as far, and the ease of going is not there, and some of the excitement is gone because it's seems harder to move forward or up in the journey of life. And we wonder why. So we look behind and we see that we've hooked up with a wagon, a wagon full of stuff, full of packages, experiences, things that we think that we wanted to take with us. And oftentimes we don't even remember why they're there. And it's slowing us down. And we don't even know really it's slowing us down for a while. And then we're like, but all those things are super important to me, and I really need them in my life. So I'll just get a bigger wagon. Maybe I'll get a truck. I'll get a Land Rover, and I'll just keep filling it up, And so, I remember one time I went on this a weekend away with a friend, and I showed up with like a backpack and a bag of food, and they showed up with 4 bags of food, a suitcase, a briefcase, a guitar, and like a camera, all this stuff. And I thought, oh my gosh, don't want to leave home behind. Like, so, we get our big truck and we fill it up with everything that we think we can't live without. And we don't want to have the experience without the pillows and all of the things that are known to us. The things that we think we have to be comfortable, and we think we need them to enjoy the experience. And so we actually take where we are with us to someplace new and have the same experience in a different location. And sometimes the truck is so full that we build a house. And we build a house right where we are, and we put all our stuff in the house, and now we have room for more stuff, saving and putting away. So the things that we pack away and that we throw into our, the wagon behind us are a lot of times fun memories and good experiences. They're life experiences that have brought us to where we are. They enhance our way of being, they enhance our outlook on life. And sometimes it's just stuff. It's just stuff in there that we thought we needed. And now we're attached to it and can't let go of it. And some of the stuff is concepts and perceptions and ways of being and hurts, experiences that we put in there. They've happened in our life. We've put them in there, but they're still there. They're still there. They're still at the bottom of the, mixed in amongst all of the other stuff, still affecting our life. So what happens when we are collectors and we start being collectors instead of explorers, explorers with the expectancy of movement and growth and advancement, we become collectors of things and collectors of experiences and emotions and perceptions and ways of being. And we store our collections in, whatever container it is. All of that stuff, emotional, memories, actual material items, once it is belonging to us, once it's in our field of our energy, then our energy attaches to it. Our energy attaches to it. And now we're expending energy for the connection to, the connection to all of those things we haven't let go of, our connection to, past hurts, our connection to past experiences, our connection to 10 down jackets in our closet. Our energy belongs to the things that we lay hand on, that belong to us. And so our energy is pumping out, keeping those things connected to us. And that's why gathering a whole bunch of stuff feels heavy and burdensome after a while. You open the closet and it's never ending. The clothing, you're like, oh, what am I going to wear? It's too much. I don't even want to deal with it. I need to purge some of this stuff out, but it's exhausting to even think about. That's your energy expended. That's your energy expended. And why we hold on to a lot of stuff is the question that we have to ask ourselves. Do I really want to take this on my journey forward? Do I really want to go, what can I get rid of or reprocess or rethink or reuse so that I have energy for a clarity and vision and movement forward on my life's journey? Because where we are going and all along the way of going, because our life is really the journey, we need the energy to see, to perceive, to make decisions, to have the strength to, traverse the mountain and rappel down the other side. And, there's no room for the adventure if there's all this baggage, so to speak. So clearing out things that we don't use is great. It's a great way. It feels good. It feels lighter. We feel lighter. But a big challenge on this exploratory journey of our life that we're moving through is to really look inside, at the aspect of ourself that is below the surface in the same way that we might look in our closet. What in here might I get rid of that I don't want to bring forward with me? And if we can't think of it we think, okay, everything's out of the way. Um, my challenge is to sit in the silence. And first of all, get used to the silence and get used to hearing the silence, becoming one with the silence all around you. And then look into that quietness and say, what process within me, what memories, what thoughts are impeding the progress of my life, the exploration of my life, of finding the way on this path. What is obscuring the light so that I can take the next step? And it is when your heart is in it, uh, things will come up for you. And um, and then what do we do with them, right? And so the things that are following us around inside and bringing bringing our life sometimes to a standstill, or the same standstill, or we're going around the track one more time, it seems like, um, are the cycles and the rhythms and the patterns that we've acquired in our life. If we find ourselves in the same relationship all the time, a different person, the same relationship, um, that's a rhythm and pattern. That's a cycle. That's something that you can pull out and look at and understand, observe it, and then transform it into something good and release it. And it's the same with when we look at our life. If we're seeing things that are the same, that you know, it can be anything. It can be, you know, a repetitive health issue, or losing weight, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Um, any form of dissension or obstruction or judgment that we carry within us, even softly and quietly in the depths of our soul, will radically impact our life. And these, when we come into the place of quietness, into a place of observance, um, I love myself so much. I want to observe my heart. I really want to observe the depths of my being, so that I can see those things that are rising up, that desire to be transformed, so that I can now have a lot of energy for moving forward and seeing the path for my life, and having clarity and being in the knowing place. Because as we move through life, we're in the knowing place, and all of a sudden we may find ourselves in a swirly. It's like all the quiet went away, and now there's a horn blasting. Um, that's the energy wanting to move up and out, and the aspect of the person that doesn't want to see it, doesn't want to see it. Um, but all the things that are within us, that have made up our life, and that are contributing to the symphony and song and flavor of our life today, even if we've and I've learned this recently, even if we've processed something through with the steps that are available to us, even if we feel that we have a grasp of clarity, and that it is no longer holding a big place in our life. It's something that is part of our life, but not, impacting us, because we understand it. Um, that those experiences still contain memories, that contain energy, that can bring the cycle back around again. And you know, uh, being in the surrender place, the place of silence, and the place of seeking, and the place of surrender, is really loving yourself so much that the highest and best for you, um, bringing forth the divine within yourself so that others can experience it, and you can bless the earth with your 100% presence. um, that's the work that we're doing here, and there isn't anything worth not getting silent and doing that. There isn't anything that is in the closet or in the heart or in the memory. Memories are stored in the body. There isn't anything from the past in there that is worth um, the impedance of the journey that it can provide. And once a revelation about something is received, um, then we know what to do with it. We know what to do with it. But just knowing that those concepts or aspects or judgments or whatever it is within ourselves, those repetitive patterns and cycles, they want to be released because they want to be free. They want to be converted to good. And they want to be converted to a powerful, fruitful, a blessing energy, and not trapped in the cycle with you. Because that energy, once set free from that bondage place it's in, is now all available for you. It's all available for you. And I've had these experiences in the past several days, and I have to say that it is incredibly powerful and creates such a moment of freedom. And your authentic being is free, and you breathe in, and you realize that all the stuff you thought was just stuff you thought. And going through the process of transformation is really what our life's journey is all about. Transforming, not carrying, not hoarding, not storing. It's releasing and making room. We make room for the energy to be returned to us. We get guidance all along the way. That's what the compass and the flashlight and all of that is for. I found myself without my flashlight. I phoned my friend who has a light. Said, I'm sitting in the dark. Can you shine a light for me? Right? That's why we're here, for each other. People can look at our life experience with objectivity because they're not in it. It's not their experience. It's not their anything. So they can look and see and listen to you and offer input that you cannot do for yourself. And you cannot even hear it coming from within. So we're on it's time to have a huge rummage sale and clear out our ways of being, and clear out, challenge ourselves. Am I going in a circle? What is in this for me? What am I getting out of this repetitive experience? What am I getting out of not letting go? What do I think that I am accomplishing by hanging on? Why do I have a hard time releasing this item or that item or these clothes or whatever it is? And when we really open up to become our authentic, highest and best self, things will shift and move around us, sometimes radically, but we've made the commitment. We've made the commitment, and each one of us has our own journey. Some people's will look really crazy and other people's will look really tame. It's just what's important to that person. It's their journey, it's their work, it's their story, it's their life. So sometimes we look in and we really have to make a super deep contemplative decision about where am I going with my life? And is where I am lining up with my highest and best? And the energy goes out and starts moving. And, that is why I'm where I am today. Um, it was time, I made a decision, and sometimes there's no turning back. But, everything radically changed. My business is closed. That was my choice. That was my choice. COVID facilitated it, right? But that was my choice because it's the best for me. The relationship was over. That's good. That's the best for me. Being over here, making a life for myself, finding my place, I know that's what's best for me. But knowing what's best for me and walking it out creates radical shifting and changing in the tectonic plates of your life. And we have to move in the courage and the intuition and the resilience within us. And don't pack a lot in your backpack. Because when we don't have a ton of stuff, our eyes are wide open to what's there for us. Our eyes are wide open to the opportunities. Our eyes are wide open to the provision, to the abundance that's there for us, because we're paying attention. Because we know we're coming with a backpack, and a light and a flashlight, a map, matches, something. But that's what we're coming with, our journal. Really desiring the completion of our journey into the desires of our heart. So unmute, please.
Well, Audrey, just to clarify, so like what we collect, once it's collected, it's sort of taking our energy.
Yes.
And when we release it, we regain that energy and apply it to where we'd like it.
Right. It becomes available to us. We give it our energy. Just so you know, the things we have, we choose to give our energy to them because we have decided to keep those things, those feelings, those cycles, those patterns, those clothing, furniture, whatever it is. And I'm in no way suggesting get rid of all your stuff. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the more stuff we have is burdensome because we're supposed to have the things that we love. We're supposed to have nice things and furniture and a house to live in and a car to drive. We're supposed to have nice things. We're supposed to have what we love and want and need. But when we start gathering like there's never going to be another opportunity to pick up something else, that's when it becomes not the stuff that's there for us, right? It becomes a bunch of stuff that we're not using probably.
You also mean emotional stuff too? I mean, more than just physical stuff, right?
Emotional stuff. Emotional rhythms and patterns and cycles that are patterns of how we live. Like I said, repeating relationships or, the types of friends, like all of that. Getting a job and losing it, getting a job. Those are cycles. Those are patterns that we've developed. So that's rooted in emotional stuff, right? Because when we solve what is going on, the relationships change. The attraction of somebody else comes. The vibration changes. We've transformed ourselves. We're growing and looking. And if we sit in the silence and ask what is there, things will come to the surface. Even and it's up to us to be open-minded. Even things we've thought we've processed or we thought we understood. but nothing like, divine light to clear it out. And create a ceremony, it can be good on the way out, even if it was sad on the way in. Is that more clear?
Very deep.
Yes. But your souls are deep.
No, I'm not saying that it's not a good thing. It's just very deep.
Yeah. It's taking us to another level.
I have to agree, Dawn. It was very deep.
Mhm.
It
It
takes
doesn't have to be bad going out, even
no.
though it was bad coming in.
Yes,
That
it needs to
That's
be.
something to think about.
Yes, going out, it needs to be good. It needs to be good. I released some experiences this week that I thought were resolved or whatever, and I was excited for the transformation, for the ceremony. I created a ceremony, and I blessed them all, held them all up for their highest and best, right? Blessed them all. Made a lot of room. So much room I had to recover. It's amazing how much room things can take up inside of ourselves. And the thing is, they're trapped, but then it's like, I don't want my life being affected by anything that less than beautiful. So I'm going to make it beautiful on the way out. These things in our life, these experiences, people, whatever they are, is all the magic that made us what we are today. It's just puzzle pieces. Just puzzle pieces that came together and we came out of it. And now, we're covered in fairy dust.
Excuse me.
Restoration.
Right.
I mean, just because something feels familiar and normal doesn't mean it's healthy and good. Like, we have to be willing to see through the eyes of our heart, our own life, and act accordingly. Because there's so much more around the next bend. There's so much more excitement and so much more adventure around the next turn. And we don't have to gather up a bunch of stuff, because there's always going to be more stuff. There's always going to be more experiences. Our life is a tapestry. It's weaving as we go. So, it might have been darkness going in, but it can sure as hell be light coming out. It could bring, sadness and death going in, and it can bring life and light coming out. That's what transformation is. Becoming something else. Something better. It's transformed, right? You transformer people. Abracadabra, boom, it's something else, right? It's the same with everything, with all our experiences in our life. And when you start looking and seeking, teaching, support, whatever it is will be right there for you, right across your path.
Cool.
So any questions about how to apply that, or Is it clear? Is it interesting?
Yeah, very much so.
Do you have a useful tool?
A useful tool.
Yeah, you got a useful tool that I could use that will help me be mindful of that,
Sit down in the
like the
silence.
transforming.
Sit down in the silence.
Okay.
Get used to the silence. We're so used to the music, right? Everything has a place. In utter and complete silence, it takes a while to find it and get used to it. And then it starts speaking. Because we're open and listening.
Thanks, sis.
We oftentimes repeat our practice. I missed it, Tom. Tom had a comment. Ooh. So much life to live, great to make room for it. Okay, so yes, there is so much life to live, and it is important to make room for it. And we get repetitive, what I was going to say, in our process and in our meditative practice and in the, you know, the path of our day, and even in our seeking, how we seek, and becomes repetitive. You know, take a different route. You know, it's not just driving, it's every part of our life. You know, I'm going to go sit in the yard in the cold. I'm going to be aware of my body, aware of nature touching me. I'm going to listen to the silence. And then it will begin speaking. Try something different. All of the things that we do, every time we seek, we reach out to eternity. When we reach out in different ways, we're saying something different, right? I mean, it's just like with each other. If all the time, every time I text, I was like, yo, dude, yo, dude, yo, dude, you'd be like, that's Audrey, blah, you know? But then one day I come in and I'm like, I love you, wonderful people. You're so amazing. You're like, holy cow, that's different. Now you're paying attention, right? She's not just repeating her cycle. So, you know, we have to look at ourselves. You know, is there room? Am I content with the path I'm traveling? Am I content with the pace I'm going? And listen. Don't answer with your mind. Listen with the ears of your heart. Look at your life through the eyes of your heart, the eyes of love. Make that commitment for your highest and best. It's going to be a fabulous trip. And everything you need is there along the way. And all the people that will walk with you will be there. And you will be awake and not sleeping, and you will be full of energy and paying attention because you have it. So, you know, today's lesson is deep, and it is about going to the next step. But it's time. It's time. There's so much work to do. There's so many great things for us to do together, energetically. And I'm going to make one more comment. A couple people had said to me this week, people that know me, have been around me a long time. I was sharing some things, and they don't know each other. They both said, gosh, I wouldn't expect that you would need to, work on that. Or I wouldn't expect that you would have that issue or have that whatever experience that you would, how could you have had that experience? And I said, we're all on an individual journey. I'm sharing mine with you publicly, and I'm sharing every step that you want to hear so that you can remember it along your way. And it's just like a house, you can have a house and you can clean it and you can upgrade it and you can, change everything out. And then as you're, going through a room, you find a closet, a closet with stuff in it. So what? you know, as my closet said, I dealt with this already. I already went through counseling for this, right? It's still there. It's still there, right? Now the room's clean. We're all traveling. There's no higher or lower. We're all equal. So, hell yes, I experienced things and challenges. And I'm sharing them because I know who I am. And I know it makes a difference for your highest and best. Honesty really is where we're at in our authentic being. So get ready to meditate. Get comfortable. Start with your breath. And as you draw a breath in, draw it in deeply, deeply. And exhale it out. And draw in another breath. And release it. And now draw this breath in. Draw it deeply into your chest. Imagine your heart expanding, stretching the boundaries that you have placed there. Breathing into your heart and exhaling out. Connect with the emotion of love. With the intention of being changed. Let the love seep in like water, like air. Feel the love in your heart. Let it expand out of you and surround you. That love is there for you. It is enveloping you. Bringing healing. The love is always there. It is in you and all around you. This great love that's in you and all around you wants you to have more love, more goodness, more fun, more peace. We're working with it because it is us. This love is moving through us. It's all around us. It's coming to us from outside, moving out from inside. Sometimes we catch a glimpse. The brilliant colors, the beautiful music. We see ourselves as we are seen. We feel the awe and the wonder. And then sometimes a cloud, an experience from life, seems like it obscures all the light and all the love. But it's still there. It's still there. We can look inside with the eyes of our heart and we'll find it. It's right there. We're never alone. Never without love, help, support. Open to more love, to making more room. Moving in your divine life. Draw in all the love that you can so that you can give it out. Take a big breath in. Exhale it out. Come back. Open your eyes. You're all beautiful, powerful, amazing beings of light.
As are you.
Yeah. As I fade into the shadows.
Yeah.
So I'm here for all of you if you ever need me. I love you all.
Love you.
Love you too, Audrey.
We'll see you next week. Have a good week, everyone.
Love you, sis.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.